Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this special bulletin. I find it interesting that discussion, reveals, trailers, gameplay, showcases for a video game can dramatically shift the outlook, the view of the game in one direction or another. And in this case, Arc Raiders released recently, yesterday, a couple days ago, at the Summer Games Showcase, their little, I guess, story trailer and release date. I'll go ahead and get this playing in the background for y'all so y'all can take a look at it while I run my mouth. Every single thing I've heard about Arc Raiders has been positive. Everything up until this trailer, oddly enough. However, it being a PvE extraction shooters wasn't necessarily something I was interested. However, some of the channels I follow, especially Big Fry, screaming to the rafters and how fantastic it is, and other video game channels I follow, just talking about how great and how fantastic it is, I considered giving it a go, checking it out whenever I could, given the chance. I figured Elden Ring from Soft Games weren't necessarily games that I would want to check out myself until I heard all the talk, all the praise over it. I checked out the game and I had an absolute blast. Can you figure out why people are having a problem with this reveal trailer? This little story trailer? Unfortunately, you might be right. It's something I don't understand. So, go ahead and get through the rest of this. There's no gameplay. It's just story. But for some reason, people seem to be upset. If y'all correct me in the comments section if you've made it this far. Thank you very much. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hey, beg. Can't you make your own character? Look however you want to? Where's the problem in this? But, of course, we go over to Twitter, and Twitter's going to be Twitter. Over here, Concord 2. I'm Vengeance? What? There's a thing going around. This little culture war in video gaming and entertainment, TV shows and movies. Complaints that we have, channels like mine, channels like Smash JT and Dimion, and so on and so forth, where we showcase the things that the developers say and they do, and the terrible gameplay, and we get, and of course, the TV shows and movies and how terrible Lilo and Stitch is, and we get accused of being racist, misogynist. You just don't want a black woman in your video game, is the saying, is what is thrown in our faces over and over again. No matter how often, no matter how many times we continue to not even mention race and criticism, just give actual legitimate criticism, critiques, in pluses and minuses, good and bad, and whatnot. And yet, posts like this are the reason why we get attacked in such a way. We're going to peruse some of the comment section down below because I had a little something to say. Because I do. Because that's what learning the law. That's what Manga Lawyer over here is claiming. Okay? Maybe it's not. I could be wrong, but that's how it's coming across. Showcasing. Screenshot from the trailer of the black female character saying it's Concord 2. Manga Lawyer, have you seen absolutely any of the discussions surrounding Arc Raiders? Everything I've heard. Positive. Well, until they announced the release date. Now it's quite negative because people don't want to wait until October. That's about the only negative thing. Here we have, so damned. They literally flushed money down the toilet with this marketing advert. Why? Have you been paying attention to the gameplay, to the criticism of the gameplay, which is the only thing that matters? The game is legit good, but the character creator, maybe we have some criticism here. Really bad, it's filled with genderless faces and blobs. Okay, why is that necessarily a problem? Whatever. I was actually going to play the game until they did the dumbest self-own ever. How is this a self-own? You're not going to play it. You wanted to play the game, but because the trailer was the trailer. Do you see why the industry, the so-called AAA studios and the game journals call us names, write hit piece after hit piece after hit piece about channels like mine, channels like Smash, and Hypnotic, Nerderotic, all of the above? Because we get lumped into posts like this. Now, I'm going to end this little discussion, this lovely little discussion off with this. Who is at fault? I brought this up a few times. And unfortunately, while I disagree vehemently with Manga Lawyer's post here and quite a few of the responses, 100% non-binary. Okay, Yorch, whatever. Alphabet skinwalkers continue changing skins to avoid detection. Ideological checkboxes in developing and storytelling have no place in the video game industry. However, when the gameplay is good, because when you focus, as I've said numerous times, when you focus on that, when you focus on checking a box, ticking a box, DEI, woke, whatever you want to call it, when you focus on that over story and gameplay, you fail. I haven't heard any indication that that is going to be the case with Arc Raiders. Because again, game's fun. That's what we want. We want fun games. We want them to focus on the gameplay loop. Again, make it fun first, fuckers. But these sorts of responses make us look foolish. But like I was saying, whose fault is it? Who's to blame? Is it people like Manga Lawyer, myself, Smash? Criticizing these games so vehemently over and over again, making video after video after video talking about the Dragon Age the Veilguard character creator or Dustborn and that lovely little thing that it was. It was a video game. Or is it the unfortunate reaction to continuously being force-fed or attempted to be force-fed games such as Concord that look absolutely abysmal, that fall along the wayside and get canceled within a week? Games like Dragon Age the Veilguard over and over again, or the Saints Row reboot going back a year or two. Those games have left such a long-lasting mark on potential customers that they're sick and tired of it. You see one little, tiny little red flag, and everything else surrounding the product is ignored. I believe that's unfortunate. One could look at the trailer and have some questions. There is nothing wrong with being hesitant and forking over your money. But hey, do yourself a favor. Don't necessarily, these companies don't deserve their money. Don't deserve your money. Hold on to your wallets. Vote with your wallet. Do not pre-order. I say that all the time. But do a little digging. I also follow all that up with find the content creator you trust. Big Fry, Astacross, I trust them. I've been watching them for many years. Joker on Darkside Royalty. I find them entertaining. I've been following Big Fry since he pretty much roasted different indie developers for cash grabs, asset flips over and over again. So he's an opinion I trust when it comes to the first-person market. Same thing with Astacross. I watch Joker because he's funny. He's informative. And he was an inspiration. All of those content creators were inspirations for why I wanted to start doing what I'm doing. Talking about the things that I love and the problems that I see. Do that for yourself. Do yourself a favor. Stay off, no, don't stay off of Twitter. Pay attention to me too. Find extra outlets. Don't just go off of the trailer for a game, because sometimes that can be good, sometimes it can be bad. In the case of, I can't really disagree that this is what you're showing. Read the room. The colors, the color scheme. When I first saw, where is it? Here we go. Let's go right over to here. The first thing I thought of was, oh, this seems to be a theme. Now, to me personally, this looks like retro 80s. Early retro 80s, and I hate using that word because I'm old. But that's what I first thought. Unfortunately, Pavlov's dog is a thing. Pattern recognition is a thing. Red flags are a thing. Pay attention to the red flags. Everybody's got to make the choice for themselves on whether or not one little bitty red flag in a game where you create your own character, let's keep that in mind, you create your own character in this game. Customization is a thing. This ain't you, unless you want it to be. You control the buttons you press. Let's kind of pull the reins back a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's time to pull the reins back. Maybe not jump to these borderline moronic conclusions, in my opinion. But hey, let's see where this goes. We'll be paying attention to thanks to this trailer, a lot more people are going to be paying attention. And unfortunately, maybe a lot more people than they had hoped are going to be shutting down their wallets. Remains to be seen. I'm actually, because of all the positive I've heard about it, I'm going to give this game a go when it comes out in October. A little thing that a lot of people are upset about. But anyway, too far, not far enough. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Leave a like, leave a dislike, do all those nifty little things that YouTube is begging you to do. And I hope to see you on the next one.